Are you ready? It's the History Challenge TBR! Round 2. Woohoo! Hi everyone, it's Jenny and welcome back to my channel. Yes, this is an exciting video. I've got my Avid Readers Club jumper on because that is what we are here, because I'm here to present my TBR for the second year of the History Challenge. If you're sitting here wondering what that is, I will link my announcement video down below. Basically, it's a wonderful readathon that happens for 2 weeks and 2 days this year as well, from the 16th to the 31st of August, and it's hosted by me and other good bunch of Booktubers, Emma from a couple of books, and Justin from Triumph Reads, and other Justin from a Ghost Reader. So I'll also link them down below. Go check them out, get excited, get excited. They will also have cracking TBRs, I am sure. So we do have prompts, we have a bingo card which I'll whack up here, or here. Maybe both places, who knows? And you don't have to do anything specific apart from read a book that is either historical fiction or a non-fiction book about something historical. Pretty easy. So it's chill if you want to just read one book, or if you want to read lots of books like me, then yeah, we'd love to have you to join. So without further ado, let's get going. One of the prompts is to read a book that is translated. So I have a book that I think I bought 3 or 4 years ago, and that is Blitz, Drugs in Nazi Germany by Norman Ochler, and it's translated by Sean Whiteside. Ooh. And I partly bought this for the cover. Let's be honest, it's a stoned Hitler. I mean, who wouldn't be interested in that? World War II is taught a lot in this country, but this seemed like quite a niche, more interesting side. Also, we tend to learn obviously about the British side, not the German side. So this also fits into microhistory. I guess it kind of fits into relearn a school topic. So we love it when a book doubles up in prompts. Yes, we do. And I really don't know much about it, but I have just discovered when flicking through. It has pictures and stuff. That's exciting. I love a picture. I mean, that's a depressing picture. But, well, it's depressing. They're just sleeping. Okay, I thought they were dead. But that's not so bad. But this is going to be an education, I'm sure. Then, I kind of got a sort of theme of, like, civil rights people. And so that ticks off the social movement prompt and the biography memoir prompt. So one of the books that's into that I have is A Gift of Love by Martin Luther King Jr. It is, I think, a couple of his sermons and just him kind of preaching good rhetoric about equality and how racial discrimination is wrong, obviously, and all that good stuff that he did. But I've read one of his other books before, and he's just so eloquent, and it will be really great to read this, because I did do a bit of civil rights stuff. Actually, not in history, interestingly, in religious studies. Make of that what you will. But this is kind of relearning a school topic, just not through history. But yes, I'm going to read that. Then, linking to the relearning a school topic again, I have this British-focused World War II book, which I think was on my TBR last year. This is Eggs or Anarchy by William Sitwell, which is basically about the guy who had to sort out rationing in Britain and how he managed to do that when no food was getting through. And it just sounds like a fascinating problem that I didn't really think about. I was obviously aware that rationing was a thing and that it carried on quite a bit after the war, but I had no idea how that was logistically sorted out. So I think, again, this will be fascinating. If I had to pick one book though, I'd probably try and read this one over this one if I had to do one of the World War II books. But we'll see. And it wouldn't be a TBR if there wasn't a Victorian book. So I've got The Victorian City by Judith Flanders, Everyday Life in Dickens's London. Listen, I am not expecting to read this in 2 weeks, but I would like to read the first 2 parts, which I think is about 90 pages, or even just the first part. I'll take it. So I'm just aiming to start this bad boy, but it is a good... Oh, actually, it's not as long as I thought. This is notes. Oh, I love it when there's notes at the end, so it's not actually as long as you think it is. Oh, wow, lots of it. It's 424 pages. I'm sorry. How is that only 424 pages? And it's tiny print. Oh, no. But there's pictures. Yay. We love a picture. This obviously is focusing on the urban in Victorian life because that's probably more interesting, but I think it goes kind of in 4 sections sort of throughout the day. So it goes from waking up to night time, and I just can't wait to read it. I'm sure there's going to be all this stuff I didn't know, and I've heard such great things about her. She's a very respected historian. Yes, and then we're going to get on to the fiction. So I love historical fiction, as everyone knows, and one of the books I really wanted to read for my classics this year is Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. This is the whole trilogy, but I'm just going to try and read Things Fall Apart because it was, I think, published in 1958, I think, or 59, and it's actually set in the 1890s in South Africa, and it's about British colonial rule. So not expecting this to be a happy book, but it was just such a sort of pinnacle moment of African literature when it broke through on the world stage and became not universal, but like globally noticed, that's what I'm trying to say. So this would be fascinating, and again, I don't think I've read any history about South Africa, but I did study apartheid in GCSE, but that's it. I haven't actually read about it. So this can kind of count for like country you haven't read about before. It definitely counts for the different continent prompt, so that's good. It also counts for a BIPOC author, though quite a few of these books do actually. Once you see my whole TBR. And even the last book that I have physically I want to try and read is The Butcher's Hook by Janet Ellis, because this is new to me. I haven't read this book, but it's set in 1763, so it's Georgian period. I do not read stuff from this period. I'm not sure, I can't say hand on heart, I've never read a book from this period, so I can't say if that does actually fulfill that prompt. But it might, and it just feels like a summary book. So that's what I have to say about that. It's about a romance between an upper class lady and a lower class butcher. It sounds grisly. I'm excited. And also it has cool end papers. Look! Oh, love it. But then on to the audiobooks, because obviously there will be audiobooks. And the first one is the autobiography of Malcolm X. So this is carrying on with the whole social justice movement theme. It's by Malcolm X, unsurprisingly. And he's someone that I definitely wasn't as aware of, but I watched the film one night in Miami, and he is in that, and it made me more interested to look into his life, and it will be particularly interesting to read it from the horse's mouth. And then on a similar vein, I have the autobiography of Assata, who was part of the Black Panther movement and was accused of murdering a white cop or trooper or something like that, and it's a lot about her like defending herself against the racist legislation, and how that case became very polarizing in America. So it's just going to be so fascinating. Very excited for both of those. And then back onto the fiction, we have The Familiars, which is set in something like 1612 or 1619, but basically it's around the Pendle witch trials time. That was why I was interested in it. I don't even know anything else, but it's witch trials, so I'm there basically. And again, don't read anything from that time period really, so that'll be nice. And then I also, and this is barely history, but it kind of is like very, very recent history. I'm going to read The Memory of Love by Aminata, what's her surname? Fauna? I'll whack it up here, but it's set in Sierra Leone during the Civil War, which happened from, I think it started in 1991, and I think it went on for about 10 years, so just like going into my lifetime basically, and I find that very interesting how modern history is represented. And again, that is a country I had never read anything about before, so that ticks that prompt off. Ooh yeah. And it's just a bit like when I read Half of Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. It's a civil war that I don't know anything about because I only learned about the British Civil War, so that would be very interesting because it was a British colony. Then I'm not sure if I am going to read this book, but I thought about reading The Scarlet Letter because that was written, I think, in the 19th century. Listen, I'm not American, I didn't study this is off the top of my head, but I think it's set during the 17th century. And again, is not a witch trial, but about a woman who's ostracised and has to wear a scarlet A letter when she's shamed. I don't remember why. She probably has sex or a child or something. I don't know. But it was interesting to read a classic that is also
historical fiction in a way, so maybe I'll get to that one, but I'm not sure. I've never read anything by Nathaniel Hawthorne before, but I think it's one of those books that a lot of Americans have to study in school. I don't know, I could be wrong. Without that book, that's 10 on my TBR, which I think is good for 2 weeks. So I'll probably just push that one out. But I'm pretty happy with that TBR. I think that's a good amount of countries and time periods overall. Also, it's not all modern, which is good for me. Obviously, that depends on if I actually read these books. But I am just so excited because lots of these have had on my shelves for a long time, and I'm finally gonna like try not neglect them anymore. Try being the big word here. Yeah, but it's gonna be so good. In terms of video plans, I'm definitely going to put up my vlog of Highgate Cemetery if the videos will work. We'll see. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to see people's graves. History. Ooh. And I'm probably going to do a video on my favourite historical fiction and my favourite memoirs and biographies. Not sure what else, because I've already done videos last year on my favourite Victorian non-fiction books and my favourite general non-fiction history books, so I feel like I haven't read enough new ones to do a new video of that yet. We'll see. But if there's anything you would like to see me make a video of, then let me know. But I would love to know if you're joining in, and let me know if you have a TBR, even if it's just like one book on your general TBR, or just comment below of a book that you want to read for it. And yeah, I hope you all join in, and I will see you soon for Bookish Shenanigans. Bye!